everybody, this is Jack Easum with TrumpRepublican.News. That's TrumpRepublican.News, TrumpRepublican.News. Go to the website, TrumpRepublican.News. Hey, today we've got kind of an interesting show. I'd like to share a little bit of information about Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Now, Jeff Sessions was sworn in as the 84th Attorney General of the United States on February 9, 2017 by Michael R. Pence. President Trump announced his intention to nominate Mr. Sessions on November 18, 2016, so just barely 10 days or 7 days or so after the election, he nominated Mr. Sessions. Prior to becoming Attorney General, Mr. Sessions served as a United States Senator for Alabama, and he did that since 1996. So he'd been there 20 years as a senator. He focused his energies on maintaining a strong military, upholding the rule of law, limiting the rule of government, and providing tax relief to stimulate economic growth and to empower Americans to keep more of their hard-earned money. Well, he sounds a lot like President Trump. In fact, Jeff Sessions was one of the first senators to support President Trump during the campaign. Now, Mr. Sessions, he was born in Selma, Alabama, December 24, 1946, and grew up in Hobart. He was the son of a country store owner. Growing up in the country, Sessions, well, he was just kind of instilled with core values, honesty, hard work, belief in God, and parental respect. In fact, he grew up in a Baptist church. So you get a little bit of an idea of his mindset and his belief system. Now, in 1964, he became an Eagle Scout, and thereafter received the Distinguished Eagle Scout Award. After attending school, he went to Huntington College in Montgomery, graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1969. He got a Juris Doctorate degree from the University of Alabama in 1973. I guess that's his law degree. And then he served in the United States Army Reserve from 73 to 1986. And he was ultimately the rank of captain. So he's got some military-styled experience. He still considers that period to be one of the most rewarding chapters of his life. Well, he then began a distinguished legal career as a practicing attorney, and then a 2-year stint as Assistant United States Attorney for the Southern District of Alabama. Sessions was nominated by President Reagan in 1981 and confirmed by the Senate to serve as the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Alabama. He held that position for 12 years. Sessions was elected Alabama Attorney General in 1995, serving as the state's chief legal officer until 1996. When he entered the United States Senate. Sessions, his wife Mary, they have 3 children. They have 7 granddaughters and 3 grandsons. And I've seen in some of the videos quite the family. I wanted to part for just a second on this, just so you understand this. I was on a show 6 to 9 months ago, and we were talking about Jeff Sessions. And after that show, I received a communication from a woman who said that she had been a neighbor of Jeff Sessions for many years, and that she grew up with her kids, or her kids grew up with his kids, or however that would go, and, you know, many barbecues, many personal, you know, family kind of ties. And the comment that she really wanted to make was that he's a wonderful human being with all kinds of character, integrity, and that the job he was up against was really a difficult job because there was so much evil going on in America. So I would classify her as having been awake and understanding it, and she was wishing the best for the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. Well, he's been kind of busy. He's kind of controversial because he got out of the Russian investigation thing. He redacted or you know, said he couldn't be a part of that. And so that's the whole Mueller thing has been blasting on and on. So what's he been doing? Well, it's interesting. A lot of people say, yeah, you better, you know, lock her up or get some of these people. Well, there have been a lot of arrests, particularly relating to pedophilia. And MS-13, there's been over 4,000 arrests in Latin America through the Department of Justice, has instigated with the authorities down there. And there's 45,000 sealed indictments. So that's a lot of sealed indictments. Usually it's around 2,000. But 45,000 indictments, and he has a separate special prosecutor outside of Washington, D.C., who's actually located in Utah. And in order to get 45,000 indictments in any way, shape, or form, there's got to be a really huge team working it. So he's been working, and time is going to tell, but I understand that before the midterm elections come out, a lot of these indictments that are sealed are going to start to be released, and that would be a welcome event. By the way, if you go to the website for the Department of Justice, you can look up the phone number to go ahead and make a comment. They have a comment line. That number, 202-353-1555. If you didn't write it down, make sure you get a pencil real quick or have a great memory. The number again to make a comment is 202-353-1555. You can go ahead and leave a message there and make a comment as to whatever may be on your mind. Just make sure to use good language. You don't want the Department of Justice coming after you, do you? Well, one of the things that's been really on the forefront with the Department of Justice is immigration. And it's immigration, MS-13 gangs, terrorism. There's all these things surrounding immigration. It's just not, somebody coming here illegally. There's all kinds of activities surrounding that with illegal criminal activity. And the Department of Justice is trying to get cooperation from the states and local authorities, and they're doing that by giving out grants of money to the law enforcement groups. And some of the grants allow for preferential consideration of a grant applicant, where the applicant plans to use immigration cooperation tactics to address public safety in the jurisdiction. And so basically they're trying to throw money at it to help solve the problem with some of the immigrants that are coming in that are criminals. And they keep coming back like a bad penny. So that's part of what's going on. These so-called sanctuary policies, they make everyone less safe because they intentionally undermine the laws and protect illegal aliens who have committed crimes. This is that catch and release because they won't prosecute them for some reason. The other thing that he's put in place is a gang suppression planning. And again, this is a grant being used to try to help fund programs to stop gangs. And then a prosecutorial approach to address gang recruitment of unaccompanied alien children, because a lot of the MS-13 are coming in with kids, they say, that are theirs, but they're not. And they're coming in for very violent reasons, the MS-13. And their MS-13 is ravaging communities throughout the U.S., recruiting children to their murderous ranks, destroying families, leaving behind countless victims. And so Jeff Sessions is working really hard to try to stop MS-13 from growing in the United States. There's a couple prosecutions that are currently in effect, and there's about 25 people on one prosecution. Their age is 19 to 25, so they're not old. They're quite young, and they're gangsters. They're just absolute gangsters, and they're coming up through El Salvador, up through Mexico, and then into the United States. Well, Jeff Sessions, he has a real big job ahead of him. I hope he starts to unseal some of these sealed indictments and start prosecuting some of these people. And, for you, the individual listening out there, we need to support the President and the Attorney General in pursuing all these criminals and try to put him away and get him out of the country if possible. Well, that's it for now. But as President Trump likes to say, keep moving forward. Never, ever give up. God bless everybody.